So, skydiving.
Shane, skydiving,
Yeah,
see?
Shane. You ever been skydiving?
Yeah, I've been skydiving before, see?
Swim with the fishes, Shane.
Swim with the fishes.
Welcome to another episode of Can You Reach That?
Can you reach that?
Welcome to another episode of Can You Reach That?
Can you reach that?
Welcome back to your favorite podcast, Can You Reach That?
Can you reach that?
Would you ever think about going skydiving?
On a plane?
How else would you skydive?
I don't even want to talk about this right now, dog. Let me talk about something else. You, my friend, had a story about fake Ewings.
Yeah, I did.
And you gonna come walking in here like I'm not gonna know you got some actual Ewings on.
Yes.
Like, did that story a few weeks ago inspire you to go, I'm getting some Ewings?
It actually did. I after talking about it, I was like, you know what?
You got some Ewings on. I see you got the Cool G wraps.
Yeah, let me, hold on.
Yeah, grab them up here, man. You got the Cool G wrap Ewings on.
Yeah.
So you was like, I'm going to get Ewings. I'm not going to. I got made fun of for having the what do you call them, the next 8s?
The next 88s.
So you was like, I'm getting me some official Ewing 33s.
The official Cool G wrap, the Cool GI wrap,
right.
The Ewing collab. Yeah, you know, partial to the military. I don't know if you know this, but I was in the military.
You don't say. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, yeah, it was unexpected. I saw you stomp in here, and I was like, I'm saving this for the show. I'm going to bring this up on the show. And what better way to do that than to interrupt you about your story?
Yeah, man, I got money now.
I mean, I figured we good now, so we could just, hit the music. Can you reach that?
You see that?
Let's talk about it. Read that.
Believe that.
Let the people know that we see that.
And what they want to know.
Can you reach that?
Can you reach that?
And now your hosts, Tango and Coops.
Can you reach that?
Can you reach that?
Can you reach that?
But yeah, man, I got money now, so I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'ma live out.
That's what I dream about, man. When I get money, I'm gonna get me some Ewings.
I'm gonna live out 13-year-old Coops' biggest dream right now, having some actual
Did you
real shoes.
Did you get home and put those on and go, I need to head back up to Culver High to walk down that ramp again?
I ain't think about that, but you know, little teenage me was proud.
Well, if
Like, you finally made it. You got you some real Ewings.
if you ever want to pull up to the old high school, I'm sure we can make it happen.
Shoot, I'm down. But nah, it's crazy because after starting to look at them,
You might have all that extra Rizz that the kids are talking. They might be
Man.
like, oh, look, he's rizzed out.
I got that Skibidi toilet Rizz.
He's mad Sigma.
I got that Skibidi toilet Rizz, bro.
See?
No Rizz whatsoever.
No
Nah,
cap.
I started looking after we talked about that shit, like it just I couldn't stop thinking about it, dying inside. And then of course, Instagram and the algorithm, I start seeing ads for Ewing
For
shoes.
Ewings?
I was like,
That's funny.
They still make them?
That's funny.
So then I was actually looking through.
There's a lot of rappers that have collabo.
Yeah, and that's what I found out. There's so many different colorways. I started flipping through to see if I can find the original ones that I had, like that charcoal gray and black.
Right.
I did find a nice black one, but I was like, And then I stumbled on these Cool G wrap ones, and I was like, oh yeah, dead ass. Like I need these. So, long story short, I got me some Ewings.
That's what's up.
I think I'm off of Jordans now, and I'm onto Ewings.
You're on Ewings?
That's a lie because I just picked up the.
I was gonna say, weren't you about to cop the shock drop?
I did actually. Wifey hit me up. She was like, they're dropping the black cements, and I was like, all right, shits and giggles, let me try.
Boom.
So got me some black cements
Hey,
to go along with my.
nothing wrong with some black cements. That's it's
I like
classic.
them. I like them to go with my white cements that nobody really.
Yeah,
they didn't really pop. I don't know what it is. The shoes that I like don't really. They're not fire.
So
like
being
nobody
that
likes
you
them.
have both variations of the cement, are you gonna wear one on each foot and just go around?
I hadn't thought about that, but I might now.
And nothing wrong with it.
On some Unity shit, my black and whites.
See, there you go. You bringing
Bringing
everybody together,
Yep.
Jordan by Jordan, one Jordan at a time.
One Jordan at a time.
So
Well, 2 Jordans at a time.
I like one of each Jordan at a time.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, I mean the cements. I mean, I know a lot of people do that with the Coops, especially now with the Grinches. You got the Grinch and the reverse Grinch, the green ones and the red ones.
Yeah.
I've seen people do it with various kinds of foam posits, the the metallic red and the metallic blue.
Well, even with the ones they came out with that set that was
mismatched.
1 and 1. Yeah.
So and there's always the mangled up versions of various shoes of the what the colorways, which are
the colorways.
yeah. So yeah, man,
that's funny.
That's what's up. So you gonna start a Ewing collection?
I might. I mean,
so are you gonna sell off the Jordan collection? Or are you gonna sell off the Pop collection?
No. I keep everything. I don't sell nothing. I keep them all. I just
start anew.
Yeah, like the Ewing, because I mean, I've always.
So is it gonna be Ewing collection in general, or are you gonna get just the rap collab Ewings?
I don't know. More than likely, it'll just be the rap ones. So you mentioned that they had the rap collabs. The two that I seen that I liked, they had a salt and pepper one. Of course, they didn't have them in my size, but they had a salt and pepper collab. I seen a Common collab. They got a Wu-Tang Ewing. Then they got a whole bunch of different colorways. They got like a New York Ewing. They got a Statue of Liberty Ewing. The Statue of Liberty one was crazy because it's got like this. So you know how the statue, it's a copper. The Statue of Liberty is actually copper, but it's got all that.
Right, it's tarnished.
Yeah, so it has that greenish hue to it.
Saltwater does that.
So the shoe has that greenish hue to it with like copper accents.
Oh, okay. Got you.
It looks very minty. It looks minty, like minty fresh, but I don't know. That one, that's a maybe. That's a maybe. But I definitely like the Common one. I like the salt and pepper one.
Interesting.
Yeah, they had some crazy colorways. I
don't know that Ewings would be my thing.
I'm sure they're not for everybody.
For me.
Yeah.
But I definitely see, as far as the ones you have on right now, aside from Cool G Rap, the military relationship.
The military
you know what I'm saying?
vibe,
I mean, you got a little connect to that. So I totally.
Yeah, it's crazy because, I'm 9 years out now. Come January, it'll be 10 years since I retired from the military.
Yeah.
Which is crazy that I didn't even realize that till I just said it. But up until recently, like I've pretty much been anti like camouflage, anti-military. I was like, I used to get paid to wear this shit. I'm not paying to wear it.
Right.
And then I don't know, something happened. I got me a pair of camo shorts, and then I was like, yeah, I think I like this. And then I got the patchwork 3s.
You got there's always camo foams, and there's the black and gray Air Force camo foams.
I don't know about the foams.
Telling me, I'm gonna get you in some foams, bro.
I don't know about the foams. But yeah, pretty much since then, like I've been kind of on this olive drab military green kick.
I saw a pair of Jordan 11s that were camo green, had that camo olive green kind of color.
Yeah,
they were custom, but it was the black patent. It was essentially taking like the OGs, the OG 11s, and taking the white part, and they dyed it dark olive green.
Oh shit!
With the black patent leather. It actually worked.
That probably looked.
It actually
clean.
worked. It's actually kind of clean. So.
Yeah.
If they did an actual release, I
fire.
But
yeah, I mean, I've usually been culturally adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been on trend. Like this is the first. Me having Jordans now is the first time I've really been.
You're not
on trend.
You got Ewings. So I mean, you're good.
That's
you're
what
good.
I'm saying.
You're staying the course.
That's what I'm saying. The Ewings are kind of like off trend.
Right.
Like I feel like that's more my speed. Because for the longest times it was like Chucks and K Swiss.
Right.
It wasn't Jordans. Like everybody, to me, I don't like doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. And to me, everybody was wearing Jordans.
I remember there was a time back in the high school stomping days where everybody was wearing the leather K-Swisses, like you was just saying.
Yeah, the old school.
And I remember I walked in because I'd come across the canvas joints with the metal
eyelets.
Yeah, the eyelets.
Yeah.
And people, where you cop those at? Like the canvas joints people wasn't wearing them at that point. They was all buying the leather ones, and I had those canvas joints, and those mugs were not comfortable. They were flat as hell. You felt everything you stepped on.
Bro, you talking about canvas shoes got me thinking about the Eddie Bowers. You remember the Eddie Bowers?
Oh, the Eddie
boat
Bowers.
Shoes,
Yeah.
The polo shoes.
Yeah.
They had everybody.
I remember there was a point too where Fat Farm came out with they looked like shell toes, but they were Fat Farms, and I know a lot of females were wearing those.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
But before you interrupted me to talk about my shoes, I was trying to ask you about some skydiving.
Hey, I couldn't get past the fact that you came in here stomping down the block in some Ewings.
Yeah.
So it had to be addressed off the top, man. It had to be addressed.
Yeah. I like them. They're cool. They're clean.
But
gonna pick up
we can talk about the guy who lost his skydive and all that. You said he first time skydiving had a horrible, but they landed.
He landed he jumped tandem, so his instructor ended up breaking his legs. Trying to cushion the
Protective.
fall for the passenger or whatever.
That's crazy though. Your chute doesn't come out. You get tangled. Then you got to figure out a way to release that, and then get your emergency
chute.
And apparently that came out late.
Yeah,
That's
but I
nuts.
mean, I've done it. I thought I was gonna do it. I've been skydiving once. I thought I
Right.
was gonna do it more. It was a very, very, very exhilarating experience. Exhilarating experience. Like all 5 senses are maxed the fuck out.
Right.
Everything. Like hearing the wind as you're falling, seeing you literally fall closer to the ground,
Right.
feeling the wind as like, bro, it's sensation overload.
Right.
And I was on such a high for the longest time after that. It was wild. But, you know, so many people have mishaps. Like one thing goes wrong and that could be it.
And see, that's the thing is, like, you know, to answer your actual initial question, I've thought about it many times because I have, aside from being tall, which people think it's weird. Oh, you're all tall. Why are you scared of heights? Well, my feet are on the
Because I spend
ground.
all my time up here.
My feet are on the ground at all times, regardless of my height.
Yeah.
First and foremost. But no, I've always been fearful of heights. You know, so I don't like flying for that matter. I don't like, you know, I've obviously flown now, but I've thought about skydiving as a means to overcome a height fear, right? Like, oh, let's just take it to the extreme. Like, you can't go no more extreme than just falling out of a plane, right?
Right.
So
face the fear.
and I've always been curious of that feeling of free fall because as scary as nobody wants to fall from a high place, your inner instinct tells you you're gonna die.
Right.
So that self-awareness alone, trying to tell yourself like, no, you'll be fine, right? But the free fall feeling, I've heard from other people who have done it, has sort of a euphoric kind of, like it's a euphoric feeling. Like you just feel like at this point you go through the stages, right? It's scary. Then you're more like, oh, this is kind of crazy. It's kind of fun. You're enjoying maybe the view, and like you said, like the adrenaline is kicking in. And, you know, it's not until you're back on the ground and your adrenaline drops that your reality set in of what you actually just did, right?
Yeah.
So I've always been curious of that, especially that euphoricness of free fall for that long. Because you know, one of the things, you know, 9/11 is something, you know, all of us, most of us can, you know, relate to in some means, just wherever they were when all that took place, right?
Right.
But you've seen those videos where people jumped because they'd rather jump than deal with whatever else, right?
Right.
It's so much time to think. I mean, people might, it's only 4 seconds. Yeah, but 4 seconds free falling is a lot of time to think.
Very long time.
And so now you talking about going up to skydive, that's even more time to think. That's not jumping out of a building time to think. That's a lot of time to think.
Yeah.
So if something goes wrong, like what you said with that guy's story, that's a lot of time to think.
It is, because
So that's the other side of it. So which is why I've never done it, because I don't want that much time to think.
Yeah. Basically, you know, potentially you could fall to your demise, you know? Like
The
that
fact
could be
that skydiver had the calmness to realize the situation, realize he couldn't get the chute loose. It was tangled, but he couldn't get it loose.
Right.
And had a knife and was able to cut those lines, staying calm the whole time, getting the emergency chute out when they were under the altitude that was already a thing for, but he knew it'd at least break the fall. And then, you know, kind of healing over and trying to take the brunt of the fall for the guy he was jumping with.
Right.
You know, and only coming out, not that it's not serious, but only coming out with like a broken femur type thing. Like, that's crazy, dude. Like, that's crazy.
It is. And I mean,
panic.
You can only chalk that up to the training, you know, the training and the experience. Like, for him to be able to do that, keep old boy safe. Yeah, it's wild.
But you've experienced it, you know, so you know that feeling and you know that length of time to think.
What was crazy for me is, you know, I'm tall.
Right. So your instructor was probably much smaller.
Yeah.
So he's on your back essentially.
Pretty much. Like riding me down as we're falling.
Pause.
Yeah. Shit was crazy though. Shit was crazy. I actually got a clip if you want to.
Let's run it.
All right.
Let's run it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, like, I could see your excitement, especially when you was getting there.
Yeah, bro.
I could see the excitement, but at any point, I mean, I know you knew you were videoing. You know, there was video, so I know that. So at any point, did you have a panic moment? Did you have, like, were you sitting in the plane maybe going, should I stop now?
Nah, my biggest, for me, the I guess my panic moment would have been leaving the plane.
Right.
Like, I don't know if I could have
just jumped
on my own accord.
So his push,
literally, like
needed.
I just kind of let go. I just kind of let go and let God, you know.
Yeah.
Like we got to the door. He was like,
crazy.
all right, on the count of 3, and I just grabbed the straps, and he was like 1, 2, 3, and then we leaned, and then we just fell.
That's crazy.
And that first second is just like, holy shit! But you can't say anything because there's just wind. Like, just,
you open your mouth and it's just you're flapping.
You got the whole the G forces coming at you and everything. Like you can taste the atmosphere.
So what was that physical feeling, like that free fall? Like, describe that.
Man, I don't even. It was just everything was euphoric. You know, like for all of my senses were at 10. Like feeling the wind rush past you. I can't even explain it, but it was just such a high after landing. Like I thought I was going to be a certified skydiver after that point.
What about the feeling? Because I've heard different people have different kind of like experience, different descriptions of the experience. But
yeah, the
feeling of like you're free falling all this time, and then now he rips the cord. Parachutes deployed, and you get that.
Then it's just like, man, I hope this fucking chute works. I hope this chute opens, because like the free fall did feel like it was a long time.
Because I've heard that initial jolt, once it's deployed and it catches you, that snatch, it almost feels like when you've dropped in from a roller coaster and then it hits the hill to go back up.
Yeah,
I've heard it's kind of like that, similar, like it's a sudden
it's a quick
kind
snatch.
Of thing, and then you're just kind of floating, and then the floating, from what I've been told, like most people during the floating part or the descent, it's just observing, like just looking around the view and just enjoying it at that
seeing
point.
what you could see. Yeah. And when I did it, I was in San Diego, southern San Diego. I can't remember the exact area. I forget the location. But like I could see the ocean, I could see Mexico, and I could see San Diego.
You could see over the wall?
Yeah, because it's a short wall. But yeah, I could see.
That's dope. But
dope. It was something that I thought I would do a lot more often after that.
Right.
But that was also when it was just me, myself, and I. Now that I'm in a relationship,
a little more
a little more cautious, a little less reckless, you know.
Yeah,
I got other people depending on me now, so I can't be out here living as recklessly as I can't be all young, wild, and free anymore, you know. Like I got people depending on me, so last thing I'm trying to do is disappear on them. So. Right.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, no.
But I got it done. That was
based on the video. I mean, it looked like you had a good time. It looked like it looked like there was a touch of fear at one point, but it looked like it was man. It was a lot of adrenaline.
YOLO. You just gotta face it head on. Now, the one thing that I am afraid of, even though I've gone skydiving, is bungee jumping.
I'm not doing that. I'm not putting my life in the hands of a rubber band.
That scares me more than the skydiving.
I don't care how thick it is. Nah.
And again, you see those videos where I just seen a video recently where some dude jumped and the rope was too long.
I was about to say that.
Smacked the water.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I saw.
Like, God, that must hurt.
There was a video where the rope was too long. It didn't account. I guess I'm assuming it has to do with your weight as well. All factors, right?
Yeah.
But the rope was too long, and I guess normally what they were doing was, you jumped off this bridge, and if you were strapped by your ankles, right? So you're going head first, and the goal was that you were supposed to fingertip the water. The whole point was you would just get like that little,
just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and this dude, he went down, and it was like, I mean, he probably dipped down about waist deep, but that impact knocked him out.
Yeah.
So now he's flailing around on the bungee cord, completely unconscious, whipping around, his body. That's crazy. That's not cool. That's not cool. So, and again, us being tall, I'm like, y'all not accounting for these extra inches, bruh.
I'm gonna need you to take 2 feet off my rope, please.
Yes, please. The last 8 people that went were all 5'6". I need a little bit more. I need a little bit less line.
Yeah, like
So,
if I did bungee, like it wouldn't be a all the way close to the ground kind of thing. It's like, nah, give me some distance. Like,
Give me 30 feet.
I want the short rope.
Right.
It's like a rubber band.
Or have you seen the ones where they bounce back and hit the underside?
Hit the bottom of the
yeah.
Man.
So see that's what I'm saying. Have you seen? There's also a I don't know what they call it. It's not bungeeing because there's nothing tied to you. But you go up, and they take you up on this thing. You're basically hoisted up on a line, and then they just free fall drop you from an insane height, and you fall into one of those big old nets.
I haven't seen that.
It's just a free drop, and you just drop in. I've thought about that one too because the net's big enough that you're not missing. I mean, the net's massive, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's another way of experience. I mean, it's not as long as a skydive, but it's still a long free fall.
Yeah,
I think it's the equivalent of. I think they said it's like 6 stories. So you fall into one of those huge nets, and there's more than one net. There's like those layers, so you get the first one, the second one. Each one is stiffer, so it softens the blow.
Yeah.
But I've seen that as well too. What about I know you've seen those videos, the slingshots.
I have. I would do that.
I'm cool. See, again, I'm cool.
I would do it.
I've seen videos where one side snaps, and then now you've got this
thing flailing all over the place. Yeah,
I mean, there's a safety line sort of that kind of keeps it somewhat pulled, but I'm good, bro.
Yeah, I'm less likely to do all of that stuff now. Again, before, like, my thing, don't let me drive past a carnival and see some ridiculous, dangerous looking ride like that.
Right.
I used to be first in line to do stuff like that.
The shit where as the cars pass by, the whole shit's teetering.
The whole thing is rocking over. Yeah. It's just this one long pole with the car sitting on top that spins in a circle and turns. Yeah, like that. That used to be my bread and butter.
The dude running the Ferris wheel is manually jumping on the thing and spinning it.
What is this, Wheel of Fortune?
So, I'm
yeah. I used to love
most of the carnival rides, man. They're not made for us anyways. Because I've noticed amusement parks. There's a lot of roller coasters that I've gotten on that the legroom sucks. So you're kind of squished in there anyways. So it's not even comfortable. You're sitting in there and you're kind of like, and then
crammed in.
And I hate it when I lock the bar in and then they come over and they're like, oh, let me push this in 3 more clicks. And it's like, dog, like.
I'm already
like,
in here,
I
dog.
can't go.
I'm in there,
dog. I'm in there, dog. Like, I can't go no further. And then they still force it. And now I'm like, am I claustrophobic? Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, is this too much? And then you go on this ride that may last, a minute, or less, and you're completely cramped. You can't move. You got no leg space. My legs are at an angle going one way, but they're still jammed into the front of the roller coaster. Yeah. And as it's doing its whole thing, I'm putting my weight into my knees.
Scraping knees on the wall.
Oh, man. Yeah. And there's always like that one like bolt. The bolt head that's right there, just right into the kneecap.
Right there on your kneecap.
Oh, man. So that's the only thing I hate about roller. I mean, aside from heights, I'm not a big fan of heights, but roller coasters, just that trying to figure out how to fit.
I used to love them.
So I sure ain't getting on the carnival ones because they smaller than that.
I think I'm a low key adrenaline junkie because I'm so chill in my
adrenaline light.
That's probably why, right? That's probably why I drive the way that I do.
Yeah,
it's that little burst of adrenaline that that feel something,
right?
Get my heart going, like, ooh, oh, that was crazy. Let's do it again.
I'm gonna jump in the carpool lane and I'm gonna go over the solid line. What a rush!
I'm gonna fly past this cop at 78. Yeah, but nah, definitely used to like getting my heart going. Like I remember my first roller coaster. It was at Knott's Berry Farm. And now I'm drawing a blank on the name of it. Montezuma's Revenge.
I was about to say the classic one, the Montezuma's Revenge.
Montezuma's Revenge. Yeah. And I was little, but I was always tall. So I was able to get on less than 8.
Right. See, I wasn't tall then. I was little.
Somewhere between 5 and 8. I don't think it was 5. We'll just go with 8. Let's say I'm around 8.
Bet.
Get on Montezuma's Revenge, and I'm so little that once it goes through the loop, like my head hits the lap pad. Like I can't sit upright.
Oh,
because I didn't have the strength to keep myself up. So
right.
It goes into the loop, and I'm just like pegged down to the seat until we get out of the loop, and I get back.
Wow.
Out. I was like, I want to do it again.
I want to say one of my first coasters, and I mean, maybe you don't consider it as a coaster, but I would say the first
Dumbo ride.
can I tell my story? And these things was going up and down. No, no, but
teacups.
But Disneyland was Thunder Mountain. I don't know if that's considered a roller coaster. Sort of it, I guess it is.
Yeah.
But that was the first experience I had on something that had some sort of speed to it.
Yeah.
I don't know how old I was. Maybe, like you said, 7, 8, 9, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
And I remember loving the speed like that. Again, the euphoric feeling, that rush. So the speed factor when it comes to roller coasters is not an effect to me. The height factor is an effect for me. Now, I've gone on things that go high, and I deal with it, but I'm not a fan. So, like, I remember when the whole hype was, remember the ride Ninja?
Yes, at Magic Mountain.
And when they showed the commercials, and it was weaving through trees and all this, you do, oh, this looks fire. I remember going, like, thinking, like, this is going to be dope. And I was low-key let down. Like, it's cool. Like, it's not a terrible ride.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not what that advertisement made it look fire. Like, it was not that.
Didn't live up to the hype.
It was not, because I'm like, oh, something that weaves back and forth is fast, and I ain't got to worry about the heights per se.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, this ain't it.
Yeah, man. I used to love me some roller coasters. I ain't been to a minute. Magic Mountain.
Yeah.
That Batman ride.
Right.
I don't remember what it was for. It was some senior trip that we had taken, and we went to Magic Mountain. Park was closing. Me and Jamie, shout out to J Rock.
That's gonna be a guest season 2.
One of these days. Yeah, bro, we got on that thing like 5 times in a row. Like, we're the only 2 people there. Can we go again? Can we go again? Like, all right, you guys can go. Like we were literally, we didn't get off. Like, we would just get there. Nobody's waiting. Like, let's go.
Run it back.
Let's go. Yeah, that's
what's up.
That was dope. Superman's dope. Riddler's dope.
Word.
All those rides. Like, again, anything that gets the blood pumping.
Yeah, I'm down with the speed. I'm just not down with the height. Not down with the height.
Man, I love getting high. What was that one? Well, they don't have it anymore. It was called either Dropout or Fallout. Like, you literally sat in the cage. It went forward on the track, and then it just dropped, and then there was like a rail, and it'd be like, poof, but then you'd end up on your back.
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember what it was called.
Man, that was a favorite of mine. Anything that got my heart pumping. Raging Waters used to have that one water slide where it wasn't a straight drop down, but it was like you come off the top. Yeah, you
come over the top, you go, yeah. It was funny you said that too, 'cause I haven't been to Raging Waters in so long. But like, I was watching, it was someone, I think it was, I want to say TikTok or something, but I think it was like a Dutch water park or something like that. And they were showing the slide, and the drop was so 90 degree, like you sat in the thing, and the second you went, it literally went straight. So whenever anybody went, they was out in the air, and then they was free falling until it hit the curve, and they was that did not look like fun. They was slamming their backs, and they'd hit that slide. I was like, hey, this in the United States, that's not passing any sort of test, like safety test. Like, I'm like, when you free falling, if you waver a little bit, you missing the slide. You over there in the trees, bruh. Like,
you catch a little bit of wind, like whoop.
Nah. I was like, this is a terrible design. Whoever did this is fired. like
sign me up.
So you gonna do the free fall water slide.
Like, did you sign the waiver?
Yeah, waiver? Exactly. Yeah, we're not responsible for when you die.
Right.
Wait. You mean if I die? No.
No, when.
When you die. No, we had it right. When you die.
That's funny.
So
one-way ticket to the afterlife.
Yeah, Raging Waters, though, man. I haven't been there since I was a teenager. Yeah, I haven't been there in years.
I wouldn't want to go back now. I'm not to say I'm afraid of water parks, but just thinking, like, man, all the stuff that people do in that water.
Yeah. So did you see? I don't know if you saw, but so they said that chlorine, you can't smell chlorine. Chlorine has zero smell.
What they add the scent in?
No, even if you put a lot of chlorine, there's no such thing as a chlorine smell. The smell you smell is what chlorine does to urine when it comes in contact with it. So when you go into a pool and you smell a lot of that chlorination, that's because there's a lot of piss that it's coming in contact
activated
with. And so there was a dude on TikTok, and I'll show it to you later, but there's a dude on TikTok who did a test where he put a couple of buckets of water, right?
Yeah.
And one bucket he put quadruple the amount or something like that of the amount of chlorine needed for that bucket of water, right? He way overdid it. The second one he did the normal amount, and the third one he did the normal amount, but he added some pee in there.
Yeah.
And he left them in there for like, I think it was 24 hours. He came back, opened the lids up, The one that was over chlorinated, nothing, couldn't smell anything. The next one that had normal chlorination, definitely couldn't smell nothing. The one that he put some piss in smelled like strong chlorine smell.
That's crazy.
So what we derive is
the
chlorine smell. You're actually smelling the chlorine cleaning piss or coming in contact with piss. So now whenever you go to a water park or a pool or anything and you smell chlorine, it's a lot of pee in that water. Go ahead and enjoy yourself.
It's a lot of clean pee.
A lot of enjoy yourself.
It's a lot of clean pee.
It's still pee nonetheless. So I love that they have the dye too. That like if you piss and it turns red,
it turns red or blue.
I remember there was that comment that there was a comedian on one of the shows. He was talking about going to Jamaica and they had that, and he didn't know. So he's sitting at the swim up bar and he's enjoying himself with an all inclusive deal, and he. Like, I'm not getting out the water and trampling across all wet. I'm just gonna, and he looked down. He thought his shit was bleeding. He was like, started panicking.
Oh,
he's
shit.
like, why is this happening to me? And he thought he was literally, bleeding from his
out.
Yeah. And so then the bartender's like, there's no pee in the water. Yeah. So
that's crazy.
He told the story better, but no, yeah. I love the fact that they dye the water now, because now you see who the nasty folk are.
Shit.
So
that's crazy.
But steering away from piss and chlorine, Thanksgiving is this is the greatest segue ever. I'm going from piss to Thanksgiving.
What are you thankful for? Pool dye?
Pool dye. Pool dye and chlorinated pee.
That was a great transition.
I was thinking about it. We got that. It's Thanksgiving.
Turkey Day coming
this
up.
week. We got a couple days, man. It's this week.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, are you a traditionalist, or do you put some obscure stuff, or do you just go, fuck it, I'm going to get some burgers, call it a day. It's just another day. Get some pizza.
I would say more traditional now. Again, things change. When it was just me.
So I guess let me break it down. Let's break it down to sections. Family coop with growing up, single, I'm out the military, maybe, but I'm by myself, and now more
married
modern.
Again. All right. Family coop, it was more of a traditional Belizean food,
Okay.
like the chicken, the red beans and rice, panades, salbutes, a lot of Spanish inspired delicacies.
I'm with it.
That I really miss now that I'm talking about it. I gotta hit moms up.
Save me a plate.
As a single, it was either, especially during the military, the family people would like open their homes up and bring in all the enlisted people that didn't have anywhere to go.
That's
or
what's up.
were just living in the barracks or something like that.
I like that. That's dope.
So
That's
every
dope.
year there was like certain houses that people would go to, or they would just open their house up and be like, hey, we like, there was a lot of civilians. I hate to call them civilians now, but there was a lot of civilians who would like open their house up and be like, hey, we got room for 5 people if they need somewhere to come and have Thanksgiving dinner.
That's so dope.
Our home is open, come on down. They would come down, they'd feed them, game would be on, all kinds of stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. But me by myself, like it wasn't something I'll run to Boston Market and get me a turkey sandwich or something.
Oh, not Boston Market.
I love me some Boston Market. I used to work there before I went into the military.
I'll tell you after we get through the story. I'll tell you the Boston Market story.
We'll circle back to Boston Market.
Yeah.
But yeah, I worked there for the summer '97 before I went to boot camp.
Word.
So I used to love. I was the runner. So whenever the sides up front would get short, I'd have to swap them out with the new ones.
That's what's up.
So we'd take them in the back and then put them into our little to-go plates. Had a little extras left over.
That's right.
Yeah, crazy times. But now we're getting back. I'm getting back to a more traditional family vibe. Like we're prepping now to have the whole family over, do the traditional dinner, cook some turkey, the stuffings, the mashed potatoes, the gravy, the cranberry sauce, canned or fresh.
Fresh.
Yeah, I don't do either. So
I like fresh.
I've never done it.
Don't get me wrong. I'll eat the canned.
Yeah,
but I like fresh.
I've never done it. I just see the little can come out with the jelly, and I'm like, yeah, I'm cool on that.
It looks like that dog food where it just comes out like
right.
one.
Just sits there and jiggles. It's like
no
gelatinized cranberry sauce.
I like my fruit to be fruit.
You like your fruit to be in a cake?
No, I don't like fruitcake. That's gross.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's what's up.
It's more traditional now. You know, we get the family over.
Yeah, same. I mean, I grew up traditional. You know, turkeys, hams, all the fixings. But yeah, now it's it's a blended all up. So we got the traditional mixed with the traditional other plates. So we'll have tamales and whatever else, some
little blend of
pozole
both.
and whatever else. Just have comfort food, man. Like I call it comfort food, but see, again, going back to my view on life and how I feel some people are just too close-minded about it. We have such a plethora of people and culture in this planet. To eliminate that from your life because you're a bigot, I guess, is ridiculous. Because like, I'm a food fan first and foremost.
Right.
So being able to enjoy food from different cultures is just, that's heaven, bro.
It's a gift.
Like, it's good. Like, I love it.
It's a gift.
So and not just the food, but just again learning cultures. Like learning the beauty of everybody's culture is just dope. Like, I don't understand how people are just so like closed-minded behind that. But Thanksgiving is one of those times where like I love the fact that like I get a variety of like, I say traditional food, but I get a variety of food from different cultures, traditions of what they do for it. You know. So yeah, no, I love it. I love it. But ain't no Boston Market coming through.
Nah, man.
Aren't they out of business? They don't exist no more, right?
They keep popping up every now and then.
Man, they should start
Last I
closing
saw,
them down.
there was one down in like North Irvine.
I'll make some calls and get that shut down.
It wasn't as good as it used to be. But
So here's the Boston Market story. So years back, I used to eat at Boston Market like most people did, right?
Right.
One day I went, had some Boston Market. Later that night, wasn't feeling too hot. Next morning, just messed up. Food poisoning like crazy. Lost my appetite for like 3, 4, 5 days, something like that.
Yikes.
Just pure food poisoning. It was gross. So I was like, I'm not messing with Boston Market. So I stopped messing with Boston Market. Then we in this college course doing this certification process. Me and the homie CJ, and after one of the certifications that we went through that we a bunch of us passed, the school brought in Boston Market catering, and I was like, the back of my head was like, oh,
but you did.
But I ate it.
Yeah.
And me and CJ both got, and it was other kid food poisoning.
0 for 2.
And I was like, that's strike 2. And this is why I don't mess with Boston Market.
Yeah.
Like 5, 6 years later, I'm working at Warner Brothers, departmental party. They cater Boston Market. I was like, I ain't eating that shit. I ordered my own pizza.
Did you share?
Me and my boy Sergio, we there, and I was like, all right. So I partaked in the Boston Market because I didn't want to be that dude that's sitting out.
And what happened?
So we all ate the Boston Market. Why did half the office get food poisoning? That's 3 times across the course of about 5 or 6 years from 3 different locations, and multiple people having the same result. So I'm just like, I'm done. 3 strikes, you're out. I shouldn't even given it that many.
What was it? Was it the meat? Was it the size? Did you have the same thing each time?
No,
was it
I
different each
tried,
time?
and that's the thing is like, so I remember the first time it happened, it was a turkey plate. The second time it happened, I was messing with the ham. And the last time when it was at my job, we was eating the chicken. They had chicken and stuff. So the main course itself was different each time, different locations, and years apart each time.
Dang.
So it was just like, it was the Boston Market curse. So, and it wasn't just me. Like, again, the first time it was me and some family got sick. Second time was me and CJ and some classmates got sick. And the third time was me, my boy Sergio, and coworkers got sick.
Yeah.
Done.
I don't blame you.
Done. And then the mug started closing up shop, and I was like, yeah, I wonder why. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you just got a sensitive stomach.
Nah, you should see what I eat. Nah, but yeah, no Boston Market. It's done. I'm not even giving it. I don't care how free it is. I'm not eating it. You can't convince me. And Boston Market, if you want to try to convince me,
don't even waste your time.
I don't know if that's going to work. 3 strikes over the a 5-year span, bro.
Yeah. You gave him chances.
3 different locations all around the city, 3 different courses of 3 different types of food.
You gave him chances.
I'm not with it.
I feel like that's a solid reason to not eat Boston Market.
Yeah. I don't like food. I like food. So why do I want something that I love so bad to poison me, bruh?
Feel you on that.
So no, but yeah, I'm looking forward to sitting down with the fam and having a whole mound of food, eating way too much, having all the leftovers, getting the itis. The itis is a big part of Thanksgiving that I love. I love being able to indulge and then take a nap.
I like how the itis has been gentrified now.
It has been gentrified. I agree. It's totally gentrified.
The fact that we even call it the itis now, because that's a hyphenated word. That's just the end of the fucking word.
No, trust me. I adopted that term.
Man,
I definitely adopted that term. I'm not the owner.
God bless America.
But yeah, it's the itis. I mean, but it's especially with turkey. It's a thing. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's a thing. You
pass right out.
Yeah, you eat some good turkey, some nice juice. Ooh,
all that tryptophan.
That's a loosen the belt, sit on the couch, and leave me alone.
That's it.
So
I'm out.
Yeah, but yeah,
you wake up with marshmallows in your nose.
Right. But see, I'm a big fan of the leftover turkey and making the sandwiches from the fresh.
Sandwiches, yeah.
The leftover ham and the tamales and everything, man. Like I want to eat it all, like for days. I don't get tired of it.
I think one of my biggest things that I like about Thanksgiving, it feels like the start of the holiday season.
Right.
Like I know we got October and Halloween and everything like that, but I feel like between Thanksgiving and New Year's, and I hope this year is the same, but typically between Thanksgiving and New Year's, people are a lot more friendly.
True that.
People are a lot more
a little bit of courtesy, except for Black Friday when they're throwing bows.
That's the one day, but I mean that's gotten a little less now.
I don't understand why people still camp out at these stores, still try to push their way through. It's crazy because not only do we have this thing called the internet, but we have smartphones and accessibility. I mean, you can't be more accessible.
Some people like it,
and I get it. There's doorbusters, there's store exclusives. It ain't worth it. Most of those doorbusters and those exclusives is like old items that they're just really trying to clear out, so they bait you.
Some people like it.
So I'm good. Internet.
I've always been an online shopper though. Back in the days of eBay, like when
I was online Christmas shopping for long time.
The second that I the second that I found out I could have stuff that comes to me and I don't have to go get it, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in heaven.
And I'm not even gonna front. I don't do it as much anymore because it's just not. Most stores have closed down. The Circuit Cities and the Good Guys and all them stores have shut down. But I was always a dude that would go check out what I wanted to get.
And then buy it online.
Because it was going to be cheaper.
It'll be cheaper, yeah.
So, and I get it that some stores price match. I used to be a big Best Buy fan, and I still do go from time to time. But, like, what turned me away from buying, bigger appliances, like a TV or something from them, is the last time that I bought a TV from them. The delivery truck pulled up. Well, two things happened. First and foremost, they were at the block behind me. Right address, wrong street. Talking about I'm on your porch.
Not my porch.
And I'm like, I'm outside. I'm outside, dog. Like, what are you talking about? So once they realized that and they came around the block and they're loading the TVs off, they didn't have the hoist that would lower it, so they were literally they were sliding the TV to because it was an 80-inch TV
to the edge,
75-inch at that time, I think. They slide to the edge and then they tip it sideways, and then they'd thud it to the ground sideways, so you hear the slap, and I'm like, so they just did that on the other block before they walked it up to the neighbor's porch, realizing it wasn't me,
and then did it again,
and then loaded it back up and did it again. And I was like, so I remember telling them, I'm like, I don't want that TV. And they were like, why not? I'm like, dude, you just flopped it on the ground. And that tells me you've probably done this twice now because you probably did it over there.
Right.
And who knows what you did to get it on the truck.
Get it on the truck, right.
So I was like, I'm going to go ahead and just refuse this and, you can take that back. And I called Best Buy, oh, no, it's still under warranty. I'm like, dude, like, they were like, if anything's wrong, we'll come out and fix it. I was like, the last thing I want is a brand new TV that has to be fixed. I want a brand new TV.
Give me another one.
So I didn't even say it. I just told them just to go ahead and return that. And that was the first time I was like, let me see what Amazon got. And because for a while I didn't want to order big things off Amazon because I couldn't see it physically. But that was the first time I was like, nope. See Amazon, and I found the same TV on Amazon. Saved myself $200. Their warranty was $100 cheaper, but it lasted a year longer. And I was like, word. And when they delivered it, they had the truck that the thing lowered, and they had 3 dudes that carried it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, they were real, I was like, all right. So
So
when it comes to Best Buy now, Best Buy is like smaller stuff. Like I go there for some smaller things from time to time, but you know I can't do the big appliances because I just the treatment, the delivery, I saw it firsthand. Yeah. I'm sure Amazon does that stuff too, probably. But
yeah, now if I'm going to the store, I'm taking it home. I'm not doing that's not true. I did my appliances on delivery from Home Depot.
Yeah,
but like I went to Best Buy. I actually went to Best Buy to buy a USB cable and walked out with a 75-inch TV. Just because it was on sale. I'm like, oh, babe, do we need another TV?
This was recent?
Yeah, a couple months back.
Oh, okay.
6 months maybe? Yeah.
75?
Yeah.
Small.
It's big enough.
It's how you use it. It's how it tunes in.
It works. I mean, it fits the space nicely.
Yeah.
It was, and you know, going from a it's amazing how much of a difference 10 inches makes. Cause
that's what she said.
going from a 65 to a 75,
right.
It was like, and I was ready to get an 85.
Right.
It wouldn't have fit.
Which is what I have.
It wouldn't have fit.
So my growth. We've talked about this. My TVs go to the bedroom, my old ones, but my growth went from 55 to 65 to 74 technically to an 85. And you're right. Like each time I did it, I was like, oh, and then another 10 inches. Oh,
yeah, it's just a big difference.
Pause. But yeah, the 85 that I got now, it's nice. And like I told you before, I think I'm gonna do. I don't know, man. I know they have 100-inch, QLEDs now and things like that, or OLEDs.
They got them short throw projectors.
Those short throws are tempting. They just got to get some of that latency out of it. I mean, they've gotten a lot better, but
couple years maybe they'll have it locked down.
150-inch.
You can't even reach that.
Or can I?
Nah.
I guess.
With that being said,
I guess. Yeah.
That's it.
Take it away.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. Can you reach that?
Can you reach that?
Can you reach that?
Can you reach that? Brought to you by Double One Entertainment in Coopersville. Hosted by Tango and Coop. And created and edited by Tim Greenlee and Brandon Adolphus. Music, sound design, and editing by Michael B. That's me. Visual art and graphic design by Jonathan Greenlee. Additional visual design by Timothy Greenlee.